Hello everybody and welcome to another video here on Philly Sports Network. You know what day it is. It's Sunday Fun Day! Unless you're not watching it on Sunday, in which case, you're missing out, alright? Just subscribe to the channel and you'll know when Sunday Fun Day is. Anyway, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this content. As you well know, the NFL released its regular season schedule earlier this week, including, of course, the Eagles slate for the upcoming 2020 season. And it's caused plenty of debates and arguments and predictions over just how well or unwell the Eagles are going to fare. So, I saved mine for today. We analysed the schedule itself on Friday, and now we're going to take a deep dive and I'm going to give you my definitive record prediction for this team. If you are new around here though, guys, and you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, it will be amazing if you could join our community. As soon as this all blows over, we want to do a lot of cool things to bring this community together. We're so lucky to have you, and we're really close to 20,000 subscribers. So if you can help us get to our goal, we will in turn give you the best possible Eagles content we can. And as always, you can get your daily dose of Philadelphia sports coverage over at phillysportsnetwork.com. Alright, let's kick things off. Week 1 at Washington Redskins. The Eagles start their season with a familiar foe in an even more familiar spot, because 1 year ago, they went down 17-0 before some magic from Carson Wentz and Deshaun Jackson, which magically saved the day. And I can't see Doug Peterson allowing another slow start. Okay, slow start to behind this team now. We've had it where they go first quarters while scoring minus points somehow. And this has to be the year things are different. There is so much speed on this offense. I can't see Washington keeping up. And hey, let's be honest, Carson Wentz should toast Ronald Darby all day long. And me, after that video, I'm here for it. Result 1-0, Eagles win. Week 2 against the Los Angeles Rams is the home opener. And did you know that the Rams haven't actually beaten the Eagles since 2005? Ooh. Sean McVay may be an excellent offensive line, but with Darius Slay aiming to take away the threat of Robert Woods, unless he's got a Trail Cooper Cup in the slot, then forcing Jared Goff off of his primary read and suffocating the run game should give the Eagles a field day, especially including that potent pass rush against Jared Goff. The Rams are yet to travel to Philadelphia under McVay, and the Eagles have somehow beat them without Carson Wentz in 2017 and layeth the smack down the last time they played. With this being the home opener, I'm expecting a thumping. It'll be a win for the Eagles. They go 2-0. Week 3 sees Joe Burrow, aka me, coming to town, and this should be an exciting premise from a neutral perspective, but can we really expect Cincinnati to be anything other than a team finding its feet through the opening 4 games? Probably not. Look back at Carson Wentz's rookie season, it's exactly the same thing, so I think it's an easy win for the Eagles here, nothing to worry about. Week 4 sees a matchup on the road against Super Bowl runners-up, the San Francisco 49ers. And this won't be easy, because the Eagles here face their first true character test. The Niners offense is like Philly's, it's now predicated on speed. And we'll get our first chance to see how guys like Davion Taylor are developing. But I feel like that San Francisco defense is just one step further ahead than the Eagles is. And hey, it's going to be a nail-biter. I'm expecting fireworks in the fourth quarter. Maybe a walk-off game-winning drive, who knows. But it's going to be an absolute thriller. But one, I think the Eagles may come up slightly short of winning here. First loss of the season, 3-1. Alright, we're 3-1, we're a quarter of the way down, and now we face the Pittsburgh Steelers just across town. And hey, Big Ben isn't as dominant as he once was, and although that defense is going to cause some huge problems, I think this will be the game where that next evolution of the Jim Schwartz defense clicks into place and wins the day, finally picking up when the offense quite can't chug along. And it felt as though in the past, if the offense was doing great, the defense would suck and give up 500 passing yards. And if Carson Wentz was slinging touchdowns left, right and center, the defense would have more holes than Augusta Golf Course. I think this finally clicks into place here. The defense matches up well with the Steelers. The better offense wins. It's 4-1 for the Eagles. Week 6 against the Ravens. This is the big one. Put a red ring around it, because it is going to be one of the spiciest matchups we see this year. The Ravens have a ridiculous defense that somehow has only got better this offseason. I couldn't really understand how. And then we already know the threat Lamar Jackson possesses. This, for me, is going to be the game where the Eagles meet the team they're trying to emulate in so many ways, but Anakin isn't quite ready to be Obi-Wan just yet, and will end up losing his legs on Mustafar. It's 4-2 and an L to the Baltimore Ravens. Week 7 against the Giants. It's the Giants win 5-2. Week 8 against the Cowboys at home. This, I think, is a tricky one because I genuinely feel as though the Eagles will probably drop this game in heartbreaking fashion because that's typically what happens around week 8 to the anger of everyone ever. But then they'll get one back in Jerry World later in the year when the stakes are at their highest and secure a playoff berth. That's going to be my bold prediction for that game. I think for some reason by that point something might not quite click well. The Cowboys will come out with some dodgy call or some dodgy flag, come out with a win, and then the Eagles go into a week 9 bye where you kind of can't lose. I mean, unless you have Orlando scat. Ignore that, alright? It's a bye week, we're all off. It's a nice time to relax and have a deep breath and reflect on what is currently a 5-3 record. Coming off the bye week, you face the Giants at the Meadowlands. And again, you're coming off a crushing defeat, and I genuinely feel as though this will be the game where they just tear down a worn-down Giants team in a fashion much like they did to the Broncos in 2017. 50 burger. Yeah, let's do it. Another 50 burger. 6-3, Eagles win. Week 11 at the Browns. One part of me is left thinking, do you know what? The Browns might get it together this year. And then I remember, it's the Browns. Dub 7-3. Week 12 against the Seattle Seahawks. And do you know what? Until the Eagles can actually beat Russell Wilson with Pete Carroll, I refuse to spend another dollar of my hard-earned money betting that they do. They would have been in the perfect spot to do so had Carson Wentz not been concussed, but that's an argument for another day, and I just can't quite see a way past. Yeah, it doesn't mean it won't happen, but I'm not chalking this up as an easy win. It's going to be another nail-biter, and I just can't bring myself to say, yeah, the Eagles are going to buck the trend every time they face the Seahawks. Seattle coming out on top. I think Seattle get the win here, and the Eagles come out of it with a 7-4 record. Week 13 at the Packers, we have no choice but to stand Aaron Rodgers hitting the self-destruct button on a team that added 0 wide receivers and 1 replacement quarterback in the NFL draft. It's a blowout, 8-4, the Eagles are back on track. Week 14 against the New Orleans Saints. The Eagles have won 1 out of their last 6 meetings with the Saints, and it didn't even come in the Doug Peterson era. However, it did come at home, which is where this game will be played. Unlike the last 2 heartbreaks, this matchup takes place away from the Superdome and in the cold, brisk, open air of Philadelphia with thousands of roaring fans in attendance. This may finally be the game that Peterson can outcoach Sean Payton and stifle the rifle of Drew Brees, winning 9-4, easy peasy lemon squeezy, on to week 15. Arizona Cardinals on the road. This is a prime letdown spot after finally beating the Saints, and until Larry Fitzgerald is actually out of the league, and even then he'll probably still find a way, he'll always cause problems for the Philadelphia defense. And we forgot, Kyler Murray now has DeAndre Hopkins at his disposal. Wonderful. 9-5, we take the L, we move on. Where do we move on to? It's week 16, it's Jerry World, the Eagles are annoyed, and they deliver a devastating blow to the Cowboys, securing the NFC East on their own turf. It will be so poetically beautiful, it can't not happen. Easy win, 10-5, Dak Prescott implodes, things you just love to see. And finally, week 17 against the Washington Redskins. It's going to be a meaningless game that sees Washington probably playing for draft position and the Eagles climbing to a first round bye. Book it, it's a W. They end with a regular season record of 11-5. That's my prediction, 11-5 and the playoffs. How far they'll go is anyone's guess, but I think we can at least make the argument that for the majority of the time they can take care of their divisional games. That's the most important thing. The games on the road, the games outside of their division as well, are going to be challenging. We're going to learn a lot about this Eagles team in 2020. We're really going to see just how good Carson Wentz is because of the weapons surrounding him. We're going to see if it's scheme or talent on defense, because now the Eagles have a lockdown cornerback, someone to run with Michael Thomas and challenge him down the field, someone to try and take away DeAndre Hopkins. And then in terms of the rest of the defense, there's been a real focus on speed. Again, guys like Davion Taylor. We're going to learn about the lack of leadership from Malcolm Jenkins. Can someone step up in those adverse situations, in those nail biters, in games against San Francisco and Baltimore? Only time will tell, but I think this is going to be a very intriguing season, one I cannot wait to spend with every single one of you breaking down. Let me know your record predictions down in the comments, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for taking time out of your busy schedules to watch this content. And if you could drop us a follow on Twitter at Liam Jenkins PSN or at Philadelphia SN for the rest of our coverage, that would be massively appreciated. Don't forget, we've got a Discord server as well, where you can talk with fellow Eagles fans, make some new friends, especially in a period of self-isolation. I hope you're all keeping safe. From myself, Liam Jenkins, I'll see you next time, guys. Go Birds.